It depends. It depends on your personality. If whether you want to jump into a plant-based diet or you want to do it gradually over a period of of months, where you do breakfasts at first, and then you do lunches, and then you add dinners. It depends on someone's personality, how you transition to a plant-based diet. And I think the best way to get people to transition is to get them to taste food, get them to taste plant-based food, and realize that it's just as tasty, and it's delicious, and they don't miss meat. So in our clinic, we actually we provide tasting. We provide food at each session. Our patients can taste the plant-based diet, and most of them say, this is okay. I can get used to it, and that's to me one of the best ways, because knowing about the benefits of a plant-based diet is not always a motivator, but actually knowing how to do it and making it practical is useful and gets people to change their behaviors.
As far as starting on a plant-based diet, I agree that some people want to jump straight into it, some don't. There are options at restaurants as well. For example, you can go to Chipotle and get the rice and beans and skip the cheese, no cheese, and vegetables, and you can. There are ways that you can get around having to cook every day, but for example, a plant-based diet. If you look at your plate, you put a fourth of that has fruits, the fourth has grains, the fourth beans or peas, and the other fourth vegetables. There you go. You got a plant-based diet. So if you have like 3 or more servings of fruit, 2 or more servings of beans or peas, 5 or more servings of whole grains, 4 or more servings of, vegetables, you've got a plant-based diet. So it really isn't as difficult to do that. I do believe that you should have some instruction. There are people on plant-based diets that are buying a lot of processed foods out there, like fake turkey and veggie burgers, and some of those foods are absolutely not good. Some have high fat, some have high sodium. So just gradually, I think, as Dr. Rook said, having a place to go to help you initially learn how to have a plant-based diet, and then once you get the skills and the tools and you know what you need in order to maintain it, then I think people will be a lot more at ease with saying, yes, I can do this because I got some initial help. Many people go on websites to learn how to do a plant-based diet, but you need to have some instruction from those that are actually on plant-based diets and have lived. I know someone who has 5 generations of plant-based diet. I would consider that person who's raised children for generations an expert. So instead of going out and saying, well, I don't know if I'm doing this right or not, find a place where you can learn about how to become plant-based, and then you'll get the skills and the resources that you need to be successful.
In our clinic, we actually put the price. We give meal plans and recipes, and we actually put the cost of the food on with the recipe, and along with the nutrients, we put the cost of the food, and it's much less expensive to eat a plant-based diet than it is to eat meat. If you look at your grocery bill, the most expensive items on your grocery bill, is meat, eggs, cheese. Those are the expenses. So a bag of beans costs about maybe $1.95. If it's on sale, it's $1.50. A bag of beans can make 10 servings. So you're actually getting you're getting better nutrition for lower price with a plant-based diet. Now, organic, we have the environmental working group has a list of of foods with the highest pesticide residues. It's called, I think, the Clean 15 and the Dirty Dozen. What you should try to buy organic whenever possible. But I always tell my patients that organic is good if you can afford it, but the important thing is to actually eat fruits and vegetables. That's most important. And if it's cheap, if you can afford organic, fine. If you can't afford organic, eat fruits and vegetables, because then that's where the nutrients are. And we actually did cost comparisons for going to McDonald's for a meal or eating fruit and basically fruit for breakfast, and it's actually much cheaper to eat, because we sort of recommend fruit for breakfast, so because people get at least 2 or 4 of their servings of fruit in the morning, they can get more potassium during the day, because 98% of Americans don't meet their potassium requirements. Now, if you're eating that compared to a sausage, sausage egg McMuffin, it's much cheaper to go to eat fruit or to eat a breakfast at home than to eat fast food. So we have this myth that it's now the difference is that it does take preparation and planning to eat a plant-based diet initially, but once you get the hang of it, it becomes second nature. But that is, so I can see there's a cost in time, but not necessarily financially.
Well, I would like to just add, since our time is slipping away here, that it is possible to eat a plant-based diet even if you have SNAP benefits. If it's a person who has lower income and they have SNAP, or formerly called food stamps, EBT card, and you can go and get in a program where you get twice as many fruits and vegetables for the cost of one. That will give you an abundance of fruits and vegetables. If you have a household of 6 people and each member can get $1 per day, that's $42 worth of fruits and vegetables, which is an enormous amount, and that includes your beans and your whole grains. So it is doable for low income, middle income, and when you're talking about that, don't think you have to have an abundance of these foods. It's not like if you have 1 piece of meat, you have to eat 20 vegetables. It doesn't work like that. So I think sometimes people think, oh, you have to have so much in order to get that. But like I said, if you are in a position to learn about how to start out a plant-based diet, you'll see how easy and how much money you're going to save.